it just now?
What did you say?
I sent you my homework.
Yes, I just saw, and it is
I
so
do it in
beautiful.
the last minute, so I have the time to think it over the day before, the evening before I listened to it, and this morning.
Yes, and you rightly wrote,
What
why
did I
do I
write?
study Eastern wisdom is to study myself. So, even after teacher repeats it hundred of times, it does not settle into the mind.
Right. Yeah.
So why? Because there are subtler layers of delusion that we are going to talk, just because your writing has created a topic in my mind, that it is a journey to discover the permanent happiness by dissolving delusion. And you
Delusion.
rightly wrote, the study has to be a daily practice. Until what time? Until now, you wake up in the morning and you are settled in your real nature. You need not to do the practice. You have reached home.
Yeah.
Until then, we have to continue the practice. You also rightly said, I have to turn inward. Now, see what happens. Mind gets a little bit bored. Why you are always talking of delusion, foolishness? I have understood. That's all. No, I have yet to understand. I have yet to understand. So, what we have to understand, the turning inward, what exactly it means. What is that turning inward? When I close my eyes, I look emptiness and blankness inside my head. What do you mean by inward? So we are going to understand that. You see, lot of topics are hidden in what you have written.
Yeah.
So and you rightly wrote that I have all the time recognized and realized whether the mind is the master or I am the master of the mind. If I am the master, there is no issue.
Mm.
And if mind is the master, then there are not one issues, but millions of issues. So let me just get a glimpse of it. That is where the inner journey starts. Now see the principle, simple principle. What changes will not remain forever, and what is unchanging will remain forever. Now, how the master makes us understand? Take one example. I am breathing in and out of happiness. One statement. I am breathing to be happy. Modern science has taken this breathing practice from the Eastern wisdom, and every time they say, oh, breathe deeply, relax. Breathe deeply, relax. So the relaxation is the outcome of the breathing. Clear? Our master says that first I am happy. And because I'm happy, so I'm breathing. Are you getting it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll give you one more example. I'm walking, talking, thinking out of happiness. First, happiness, then doing everything in life. means my all thought, speech, and action springs from the state of happiness. The most beautiful example that I find, the tree comes out of the seed. Tree does not come out of the water and the soil and the fertilizer.
No.
They create an environment for the seed to become a tree. But what we normally see, the plants has come out from the soil. I'm breathing, hence I will be happy. Maybe possible that you are breathing, you may become more stressed.
Yeah.
Did you understand? That is a subtler level of delusion. Happiness takes birth not in any object, whether that object is the breath, body, and the wealth. Same way the tree does not come out of the soil, water, and the fertilizer. If the seed is not there, forget about becoming a tree. So it is me. Happiness has to come out of the me. Why? Because the happiness is already within me. So I don't give a chance to the happiness to manifest in my life. Why? How? Delusion, foolishness, ignorance. That is what we are now going to discover. So simple example, the tree should come out of the seed. But still we say the tree comes out of the soil, the soil is very good. We have added fertilizer. That is why you see the tree has become tall. Forget about it. It is inherent in the seed, what you are talking about. Are you getting it, what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So why I cannot manifest? Because of the ignorance, delusion, and the foolishness. That is why we have to study Eastern wisdom. Yes, it is secondary. I have to understand the nature of the soil and the quality of the fertilizer and the water supply. These are the external means to help the seed to manifest a tree. So my breathing practices, lying down, sitting, and doing all kinds of the things may create an environment for the happiness to manifest, but the happiness is already within me.
Mm-hmm.
I have to start my understanding with that. Objects are water, soil, fertilizers. They keep changing. What changes will not remain forever. So I think wrongly that water made the seed into the tree. No, it means that some outer situation is responsible for my happiness. No. Happiness is my essential nature.
Mm-hmm.
So the master says in a higher journey of mindfulness or meditation, first you check I am happy. That is why, okay, I'm happy to breathe. What it means? I'm manifesting that happiness by breathing. I am manifesting that happiness by being an observer of the thought, feeling, and emotions. They do not affect me. That is still at the next level of our journey into the self-discovery. Are you getting it?
Mm-hmm.
Understand in a different way. First, that is how we say happiness is our essential nature, not a product of external circumstances. Happiness is our essential nature, not a product of external circumstances. Just as tree exists in a potential form within a seed before manifestation. We breathe from happiness. We do not breathe for happiness. That is what the self-discovery is. That is why I say Eastern wisdom is is a knowledge or is a study. When we study Eastern wisdom, we are studying ourselves. We are not studying, oh, there is a good environment, there is a good pillow, there is a good bed, there is a good mat. I have very tight yoga pants. Then I sit and I'll be happy. It has become a fashion. Majority of the people go with such a tight yoga pants to yoga studio.
Yeah.
They are already searching happiness in those pants. They will not they will not be happy. Understand this I have to understand and contemplate and reflect. We breathe from happiness. We do not breathe for happiness. Like the sun that shines by its nature, not because something makes it shine. Are you getting it?
Mm.
There
Right.
is a mirror and there is a pond, dirty pond. The sun shines alike. The nature of the sun is to shine. The nature of our real self is to be happy.
Mm.
Now, even if you remember this statement, and the mind causes the anxiety, and the mind instantly reminds you, come on, happiness is your nature. You are getting rid of the delusion.
Mhm.
That is why we are going little deeper. External conditions facilitate but don't create our inherent nature. The orange seed will bear orange tree and the fruits. Mango tree will bear the same mango seed. So external conditions simply facilitate but don't create our inherent nature. So your mind will say, no, how can you say that your happiness is my essential nature? Tell me, tell me any human being who says that I want to be in lot of stress today. I want to live in anxiety from morning until late evening. Who says this? No one says. So when no one says, it means my inherent nature is peace and happiness. No one says. But why we say it? Because of the delusion. Doctor says you have chronic anxiety. Let the doctor have anxiety. You get rid of it. You see that we are fed by the society, by the conditioning.
Mm.
Why don't you start with the happiness is your essential nature? Why you start your day? Oh, I have chronic anxiety, so I have the pills lying in my kitchen. The water is there. Yesterday I forgot, today I will not forget. External conditions facilitate but do not create our inherent nature.
Mhm.
My inherent nature, or everyone's inherent nature, to be relaxed and comfortable, to be in peace, to be in love. Why don't I stick to this understanding? Why I want to make my mind a master? So from this principle, we can expand this principle: objects, relationship, achievements are like the soil, water, and fertilizer. They support, but they don't create happiness. They support, yes. I will express my happiness to invite my friends for a dinner. Do you see that?
Mm.
Oh, because, if they don't come, then I will not be happy. Leave them alone if they don't want to come. Why you disturb your happiness? A mirror reflects light but doesn't create it. Similarly, a dirty pond doesn't reflect the sunlight, but nothing happens to the sun. Nothing happens to the sun. No, so nothing happens to me. Happiness is my nature. So now extract another principle from here. How what is changing cannot be my nature.
Mm.
Breath is changing, breath is changing, body is changing, mind is changing, thoughts are changing, feelings are changing. They cannot be my real nature. They can facilitate to be happy. So our essential nature must be permanent and unchanging.
Mm.
So what comes out of it? Wealth, relationship, circumstances constantly change. Like waves comes and goes, but the ocean remains the same. Water remains the same. Our experiences changes, but my true nature behind those experiences remains the same. Why I do not understand? Because of ignorance. What ignorance moves to delusion. Understand, keep in your head the basic principle. Why I don't experience? Because of ignorance, attachment, delusion, foolishness, suffering. Why? But why you said so many things? Ignorance, delusion, and foolishness. Because we mistake external triggers for the source of happiness.
Mhm.
I trigger soil, water, and fertilizer that made this tree. Minus seed, not possible. You keep the soil, the best water, the best fertilizer, minus seed. Manifestation is not there. Same thing. Clouds don't create the sun, but can hide it from the view. Ignorance does not destroy happiness, but conceals it. This is very important point.
Mm.
When we are suffering, we don't remember. What we don't remember, that the ignorance doesn't destroy my happiness. It is already within me. It has concealed it. Oh, it has concealed it. Oh, let me find it out. Your key is lost in the home. Find the key of the car. Don't get upset. That is the key. We are moving ahead. Body, mind are the instruments, not the source of happiness. They are the tools for expression, like soil and the water for a seed. In meditation practice, these instruments help to reveal our nature. They don't create my nature. If I sit in meditation and I say, okay, body, breath, mind control, emptiness, and they will create happiness. No, they reveal, they create a suitable environment, like the soil, water, and the fertilizer. Have you heard that any? Oh, you are a singer and you are also play a musical instrument. Does the musical instrument create music?
Mm.
They don't create any music.
Yeah.
They express the musician's artistry. Huh? So what Beethoven used to play, we don't appreciate that musical instrument. We say, oh, Beethoven was a great musician. Manifestation. That manifestation takes place in meditation. Once that meditation takes place, we have reached there. It's like waking up. The alarm does not create wakefulness. It triggers our natural capacity to be awake. Do you understand that? I'm giving you a lot of understanding. I have set an alarm to wake up at 4. I also do it. But the alarm does not create my waking state.
Mm.
Did you understand that?
Mhm.
It triggers my natural capacity to be awake. It facilitates. So when we remove the delusion, happiness is revealed.
Mhm.
Happiness is revealed. So how to apply these simple principles? Now we are moving into a positive direction. First, there should be a recognition. What is that recognition? That happiness is my nature, not something to achieve. Peace is not something to be achieved. Love, truth, and wisdom, nothing to be achieved. It is inherent in my nature.
Mhm.
As a seed, I have to become a tree. Yes, I have recognized, but I also recognize stress is my nature. Yesterday I had a stress, today I have a stress. Listening to you also causes the stress. Or discernment. Apply the principle of discernment, separate. What is changing is not you. Yesterday you did not have a stress, today you have a stress, tomorrow you didn't have it. They come and go, they are constantly changing. Discernment, and then followed by the practice. After the practice, I have a recognition and a realization that why I should chase the anxiety and stress and anger. Why I'm chasing it? Because I'm attached to it. Why I'm attached to it? Because I have a lot of expectations. Where I have expectations, I have an expectations from my relations, from the object, from the circumstances, from the events. Oh, my mind has become the master. Why the mind has become the master? I want to grow a tree from the soil, water, and fertilizer minus seed. Not possible. Did you understand this? Not at all possible. But crazy mind does not understand this.
Mhm.
The problem is this. What is this crazy mind? Ignorance, attachment, delusion, foolishness. Honey, now enough is enough. We lived our life for 20 years. You are not the same as you were 20 years ago. Everyone is changing. Where is the problem? You have also changed. You are blaming and complaining. You cannot find the happiness. What is changing? This simple thing we do not want to understand. And when we do not want to understand, you see what statement I made? I do not want to, my mind does not want to understand. Means I'm in ignorance. So when I don't want to understand, I pay too much attention on the soil, on the water, on the sunlight, and on the fertilizer minus seed, and waiting for the tree, waiting for the tall tree to come out of the earth. Not possible. That is what is the meaning that I marry to be happy and I divorce to be happy. That is the exact meaning. So, what comes out of it? Happiness is not dependent on external conditions, time, event, circumstances. Our search for happiness outside is based on misunderstanding, misconception. Where is that misconception and understanding? So I'm helping your mind to remember attachment, delusion, foolishness, suffering. Whether you say misunderstanding, misconception, whether you say false perception, everything more or less is the same. External objects in relationship can reflect our happiness, but they don't create it. So, how to get free from anxiety, reaction, pressure? Answer: freedom comes from recognizing our true nature. Let us analyze little deeper. So, the master, I have given you that, you see that. You add 10 plus 15 plus 25 plus 75. So, the the solution, the answer we get is the same in all conditions. Calculated by a 10-year-old guy or 50-year-old boy or anyone in the world. Answer is the same. Similarly, we say that essential nature of every human being is the same. That is the core principle. That is the first thing. And that essential, what I have to do by studying Eastern wisdom, prove that your essential nature is peace and happiness. The way, how you prove it? The way you prove 10 plus 15 is 25. It cannot be 26. It cannot be 20. We are not talking of belief in cult, in dogma, in religion. No, purely rational approach. 10 plus 25, 10 plus 15 is 25. You have to prove it. So we prove it, by opening up. 10 contains, 10 numbers of objects. 15 contains 15 number of objects. Plus is a principle. And let us count each and every one. We find 25. That is what we are doing. we are not, we are not, we are not creating a cult, let me bless you, I'm a teacher and you will be in peace. That blessing does not work if my mind is a master. You know what happened? I told you that I volunteer the Ukrainian session. I don't ask them to pay anything. Now the many army military people are killed.
Oh, yeah.
Now see what happens in ignorance. I'm fully aware of it. So one sister who is attending this session, one sister of a brother sent me an email message. saying that Guruji, pray, my brother has been forced to join the army. He should return. What I have to do with this? What I have to do? What a spiritual teacher has to do with this?
Mm.
But problem is that we don't say like this. So I simply wrote it that I will definitely pray, and I prayed it. And within a week, that boy returned. So now I'm a great guru.
Yeah,
Now
I prayed also for Trump not to become president. It didn't happen.
now it is going to be my problem. The second week, the second girl, second sister wrote to me. And now I prayed for her also and him also. That guy also returned by chance. The third also, I prayed and the third also returned. Now the fourth has returned. So at least in one time I will fail. And when I will fail, then I'm no longer a spiritual guru.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big problem. Oh.
So who created the problem? You. And who will abuse me? You.
Yeah.
What I'm teaching you. Now see the other side of the problem. Everyone, I could see their serious face. We should win the war against Russia. What the hell you are doing? You're sitting in a room and you are saying that you will win the war. You are not a part of the process of winning the war. Your brother is invited to join the army. You welcome. Give him the thumbs up. But I don't want to say this.
No.
As a teacher also, I cannot say this. So this is sometime, then, if the teacher is not aware, then they then these students cause too much of problem to the teacher. So now let us see what happens to the fourth guy. Uh, but can they control me? No, I'm fully aware. I don't take any responsibility. I simply prayed. It depends on the God. God is responsible. I'm not responsible. If they talk to me, I will say, ask the God. Whom did I pray? What did you tell me? You tell me to pray the God. So I prayed the God. God did not listen. You talk to him. I cannot be dragged into these issues. Why shouldn't I join it? So this is another subtler level of a delusion. A tree manifests from the seed, not from the soil and the water. That is the first principle. The second principle is the instrument versus the source. We are extracting the principle. So instrument and the source. The instrument is soil, water, fertilizer. The source is the seed. As a human being, I am the seed to manifest that happiness. That is the process of meditation. Like soil and the fertilizer help the seed, but aren't the tree source of the tree. I am the source of happiness, not my body, breath, mind, intellect, ego, action. Then the third principle comes, the principle of impermanence versus permanence.
Hmm.
What changes is not eternal. True nature is unchanging. External objects, including this body, mind, intellect, ego, are constantly changing. Behind that, there is a pure consciousness that does not change.
Hmm.
We are of the nature of pure consciousness, and that consciousness is of the nature of happiness, peace, love, truth, and wisdom. Now you combine all the three principles. What is the first principle? The principle of manifestation, the principle of instrument in the source, and the principle of impermanence and the permanence. If we don't have a clarity of understanding, what happens? We fall into ignorance and delusion. Now we are approaching in a very positive way. So I have to get rid of that delusion, ignorance. I have to understand clearly. I have to apply the principle of impermanence and permanence. One, principle of instrument and the source, and the principle of essential nature and non-essential nature. So when you combine all the three and you start thinking, what will after all remain? Yesterday I went for my right cataract surgery. It is working very well. There is a new lens, so I could see.
Cataract?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So they have come up with a new lens which contains the fluid, and that fluid corrects your distant vision and the near vision also. It will take about a month, 3 or 4 sittings. They will fix up everything. Anyhow, but the issue was there. So he's there, lie down on the bed. I said, I asked the medical assistant, that women, that do you have any instrument which is 50 years old in your house? She said, why you are asking, but there is nothing. I said, here is a 66-year-old machine which is lying on the bed. She started laughing. I said, when you say that, are you into anxiety? No. Don't ask me any of those questions. I'm totally relaxed. Do whatever you want to do with the machine.
Okay.
They put the IV, now I have to put, 2 things, to check your heart. I said, you check every instrument. Now it is 66-year-old. I'm 100% clear. So, and then doctor said that now we are going to do I was fully awake and I was asking the question, what you are doing now? So he said, now I'm I'm opening your eyes little more. And now I have removed the cataract. Now, oh, really? I didn't feel anything.
Oh.
You are a good mechanic. So, yes. And then I have already replaced it, implanted the lens. You will have a blur vision for a couple of hours, and after that, you have a clarity. I said, it's okay. Yeah, new machine is implanted, so it will take some time for the entire machine to adjust and align. So it is you see that once you understand, clarity should be there. What is the clarity? That, false attribution. We wrongly attribute our happiness to this body, mind, intellect, and ego. And once you separate it in your head, the life is going to change and it manifests that happiness. Believing others or objects create our happiness is mistaken notion, misperception. And that is where comes the principle of self-discovery. Think. So he was very happy. He said, you're coming tomorrow that I will check up. So you have to do a follow-up, at least 3 and 4 follow-up to check your eyes, and they will fix now your vision through their laser. Now they don't touch your eyes. They just do everything. So after the 3 sessions, they will lock. They use the word they will lock. So once they lock, it means they have locked your distant vision, the near vision, and your clear. Anyhow.
Don't wear glasses anymore?
Yes, that is what he says. That in extreme cases, they say that you may have to wear near vision glasses. Otherwise, you don't need that. 99%, he says.
Yeah.
So these lenses are latest. Latest lenses.
Glasses, because the glasses protect my eyes.
Yes.
I hit on corners so often, probably because I had this thing from the dentist, it makes me sometimes, I cannot guess how far I go forward, and I hit them against in the kitchen.
Yeah, it is always good.
And I'm glad I wear glasses for security.
I will wear glasses with a 0 power.
Yeah, right.
So still it is going to protect me.
Yeah.
So what needs to be done today? We have understood this principle. So how to approach? So start each morning by acknowledging that I am happiness. We may forget. Acknowledging I am happiness, use any Shanti mantra. Every day you wake up in the morning, you sit down with eyes closed. Let everyone be happy. Let everyone. That is why they discovered and they revealed these Shanti mantras. Everyone be happy. Everyone be in peace. Everyone be in the state of well-being. Everyone should be blessed. Now you see, I cannot talk to those girls whose brothers were forced into the army and then they return back. They feel that they are so much blessed. This weird guy blessed.
Oh, God.
I don't want to say that, but if that particular reason is attacked, who is going to save you?
Yeah.
One thing. Second thing, that I don't see myself as a part of the whole society. My brother is more important than your brother.
Yeah. That's normal.
So when faced with the challenges, we have to remind ourselves that happiness isn't something to be achieved, but to unfold. So the moment unfolding starts, I can recognize my delusion, ignorance, and foolishness. The moment I drop it, I'm already happy. I'm already happy. So the principle of manifestation has to be clearly understood and repeated until the mind settles into that state. What is that? I have to practice meditation. So that is what I say. Sitting, being carefree and comfortable. So always find out, are you comfortable with this person? Carefree in that event, being comfortable and carefree. So throughout the days and the weeks and the months, you will say, oh, I'm carefree and comfortable in this environment, in this condition, which is constantly changing, and what is changing is not me. So when I'm fully aware that what is changing is not me, the happiness is continue to will definitely manifest from within, manifest from within. So we have to pick up each and every principle and contemplate and reflect. Principle of essential nature, principle of manifestation. The tree will only manifest from the seed. I'm repeating again, not from the soil, water, and fertilizer. But we create a wrong notion. Principle of instrument and the source. Another principle, principle of impermanence and permanence, and the principle of ignorance and delusion, principles of false attribution. That begins the couple of principles that we will take up in our next session, step by step, and you will find out that now our journey is moving towards more towards peace and happiness. We want to know how how is that peace and happiness blossom through our real self in our daily life.
Mhm. Uh, Let me just, I think something is not very clear. Could you explain to me the principle of Shanti mantra?
Yeah, principle of the Shanti mantra is so simple to pick up. What is that? We wake up in the morning. Okay. The moment you wake up in the morning, your mind says you are the body and the mind. The moment we wake up in in the morning, the waking world is constantly changing, constantly changing. What we are doing in a Shanti mantra, we are reminding ourselves don't run after the changes, impermanence, delusion. Let your mind remind you of your essential nature. So when I say, let everyone be happy, so I recognize happiness is my essential nature. I am a human being, hence, it must be your essential nature also. And it must be the essential nature of everyone. So my mind is dropping that idea of a delusion and the foolishness. What we do in foolishness, I should be happy. By ego, I said, I should be happy. You made me unhappy. So that is why I make you unhappy. How I make you unhappy? Because first I have to be unhappy to make you unhappy. It means I'm creating more delusion. So Shanti mantra constantly, regularly deletes, dissolves our false assumption,
Yeah, no, what
misconception.
happens to me is I'm happy when I go to bed. I fall asleep
Okay.
in a second, bloops. And then when I wake up, and that, I mean, I don't know what happens consciously while I sleep. I don't feel anything. When I wake up, there is a kind, I don't even dare to take my blood pressure.
Good.
I'm in anxiety, but the anxiety, there is nothing to be anxious about. It's just there, out of the blue. So what do? I do
Yes, out of the blue means coming from the past impression.
Yes.
Yesterday, when you were living your waking life, those past impressions were playing with you, and the mind was waiting for you to wake up the next morning to repeat those impressions. Those are the moments when you just sit and you say, let everyone be happy. You pick
Okay.
up the Shanti mantra. Now, instead, you wait for the thoughts of anxiety to come. You are replacing it with the Shanti mantra.
Okay.
What is going to happen? You do it for a week or for 2 weeks and for 3 weeks. Now you are using your body, your mind, your intellect, your past impressions to awaken to the peace by Shanti mantra, rather than you are waiting for the past impression to return because you fear anxiety, duality, and a conflict.
Okay.
Do you see? That is why we always say that no, we have to repeat this Shanti mantra
Yes.
again and again and again.
Ah,
Until what time? Until